Your iPad and your iPhone are wireless devices. They're intended to be used without you needing to plug anything in outside of having to charge it. But there are some use cases where it may make sense to actually make use of the USB port on your iPad. And one of those is for wired networking. You may not know this, but you actually can plug an Ethernet cable into your iPad or your iPhone and get all the advantages that wired networking brings you. So first I'm going to go over what you need to do this, talk a little bit about why you might want to do this, and give you some examples of the benefits. So if your iPad has a modern USB port, all you really need is the right adapter. It'd be something like this. So this is Amazon Basics one I've had for years that I'll link to in the description if you want to get that. It's very simple. USB on one end, Ethernet on the other. And as you might imagine, plugs in, and then you would pull the Ethernet cable in here. There's another option you can take advantage of, and this is what I usually do, and that's connecting to Ethernet via some kind of docking station like a Thunderbolt dock, which I have here. 99% of the time how I use Ethernet with my iPad is through my dock. If you have an iPad with a lightning port, you're actually going to need two adapters to make this work. But the first thing you're going to need is what I think used to be called the camera connection kit, and that's the adapter that has lightning on one end and a USB-A port on the other, as well as a lightning port for you to plug in power. The lightning port on your iPad doesn't provide enough power for a lot of accessories, so this is a way to get powered accessories working with your lightning iPad. The other thing you're going to need is a USB-A to Ethernet adapter. Now Apple used to sell one of these, but when I went looking on the store, I couldn't find it, so it looks like they no longer do. So in the description I'll put a link to an adapter from Best Buy that should work, but to be clear, I haven't actually tried this, so keep that in mind. And then from there, all you need to do is chain those two adapters together and plug in your Ethernet, and you should be good to go. Once you have the cable and the adapter connected, a good way to verify that everything is working is to actually go into Settings. There's a new menu item in Settings that just says Ethernet. It only shows up when you have an Ethernet cable plugged in, and you can tap into that menu and see your connection details essentially. So why in the world would you even want to do this when your iPad has access to fast Wi-Fi and perhaps even 5G speeds if you have a cellular model? A wired connection is beneficial when you're performing very network intensive tasks, like let's say if you join a lot of video calls or you want to download a large game or some other large file. Ideally you would do this over a wired network. So Ethernet really just gives you a much faster and much more stable connection. This is probably not something you're going to want to do all the time. Again, that kind of negates the benefits of having a wireless device if you keep it plugged in all the time, but it's nice that you have that option on your iPad if and when you need it. So I want to give you a quick example of the difference in speeds you'll see in different scenarios. So I'm just going to use speedtest.net and let's do some tests. So first thing I'm going to do is do just over Wi-Fi. My setup is using Wi-Fi 6E. The newer iPads support Wi-Fi 6E, so it should be a pretty decent setup for testing wireless. Let's go ahead and run this. And the test is done. Pretty decent. Let's go downstairs to the router and test a direct Ethernet connection using this adapter. Now after getting everything plugged in here, let's run the test. And it's done. So I'm getting significantly faster speeds directly connected to the access point over Ethernet. And that's really what you would expect. So if you have a big download or you're getting on an important video call, this is going to be your best case scenario for the most stable and fastest connection. So the biggest thing to keep in mind if you're going to go down the Ethernet path is that the quality of adapter you get does matter, just like pretty much everything in tech. Obviously, any adapters from Apple are going to be pretty solid, and from third parties you've actually heard of are going to be good too. I don't know if Anchor makes something like this, but their stuff is pretty reliable, for example. So that's really all there is to say about using Ethernet on your iPad or iPhone. I hope this was useful if you're ever in a situation where you need or want to do that. Thank you for watching the video. Make sure to subscribe to the channel for more iPad reviews and productivity tips and tricks. And with that, I will catch you in the next one. Take care.